Hello, Sigma ladies. What happens when someone enters a room and shakes the foundation without uttering a single word? When their very existence feels like a challenge, not because they're trying to disrupt, but because they embody something so different, so authentic, that it forces everyone around them to re-examine themselves. That's the power of a Sigma female. Today we're diving into the real reasons most women can't stand Sigma females. This isn't about stereotypes or surface-level competition. No, this goes deeper, into the social dynamics, unspoken rules, and psychological triggers that make the Sigma female both admired and misunderstood. If you're ready to explore the world from a Sigma perspective, hit that subscribe button and join the Sigma Lady community. Together, we'll uncover the layers beneath the surface and embrace the strength of standing apart. Let's get started. 1. The gravity effect. Imagine a planet that pulls everything into its orbit without trying, a gravitational force so strong that even the most distant objects feel its pull. That's the Sigma female's energy in a social setting. She doesn't seek attention, but attention always finds her. This gravity effect makes her both captivating and, for some, deeply unsettling. What sets her apart is her natural charisma. She doesn't conform to societal expectations of loudness or exaggerated confidence to gain recognition. Instead, her grounded demeanor and unshakable sense of self create a quiet yet undeniable magnetism. People are drawn to her, often without understanding why. This effortless influence disrupts social hierarchies, where others may spend significant time and energy trying to gain approval or visibility. For some women, this gravitational pull feels like a silent competition they didn't sign up for. It's not jealousy in the typical sense, it's frustration. They see someone who commands respect and attention simply by existing, while they've been conditioned to work hard for every bit of recognition they receive. This imbalance can trigger resentment, even if the Sigma female has done nothing to provoke it. What makes the gravity effect even more powerful is its unpredictability. A Sigma female doesn't fit into predefined categories. She's not trying to be the queen bee, the social butterfly, or the quiet introvert. She simply is. Her refusal to play into traditional roles adds to her mystique, making her an enigma that others either admire or struggle to understand. But this isn't just about presence. It's about how her energy impacts group dynamics. In a world that often revolves around collective behavior, the Sigma female stands apart, disrupting the flow without even trying. This disruption isn't malicious. It's simply the result of her being authentically herself. However, for those who rely on traditional social structures to feel secure, this disruption can feel threatening. The gravity effect, at its core, is a reminder of the power of authenticity. While others may try to fit in, the Sigma female shows that standing out doesn't require effort. It requires alignment with one's true self, and that truth can be hard for others to handle. 2. The Law of Unspoken Resistance. Resistance doesn't always come in the form of loud protests or bold declarations. Sometimes it's quiet, unyielding, and deeply rooted. This is what I call the Law of Unspoken Resistance, and it's one of the most defining traits of a Sigma female. In every social group, there are unspoken rules, norms that dictate how people should act, interact, and even think. These rules are rarely questioned because they provide a sense of order. But the Sigma female operates outside of these norms. She doesn't rebel for the sake of rebellion. She simply refuses to conform to anything that doesn't align with her values. This quiet resistance can be profoundly unsettling to those who have internalized these unspoken rules. For instance, in many social circles, there's an expectation to agree with the majority opinion to maintain harmony. The Sigma female doesn't play along. She listens, assesses, and speaks her truth, even if it goes against the grain. This refusal to conform can make her seem stubborn or difficult, but in reality, it's her way of staying true to herself. Her resistance also extends to traditional definitions of success, beauty, and relationships. While many women feel pressured to achieve certain milestones, whether it's climbing the career ladder, getting married, or adhering to beauty standards, the Sigma female charts her own path. Her choices aren't about defying others, they're about honoring her own journey. Yet, this can feel like a challenge to those who've spent their lives trying to meet societal expectations. The law of unspoken resistance forces others to confront their own conformity. When someone refuses to play by the same rules, it creates a ripple effect. Some are inspired by the Sigma female's authenticity, while others feel threatened by the questions her presence raises. If she can live this way, why can't I? This discomfort often translates into resentment or even hostility. At its heart, the Sigma female's resistance isn't about rejecting others, it's about embracing herself. Her quiet defiance is a testament to the power of staying true to one's values, even when the world demands otherwise. 3. The solitude enigma. For most people, solitude is something to be avoided. It's seen as lonely, isolating, and even undesirable. But for a Sigma female, solitude is her sanctuary. This comfort with being alone is what I call the solitude enigma, and it's one of the most misunderstood aspects of her personality. While many women seek connection to feel validated, the Sigma female thrives on introspection and self-reliance. She doesn't fear solitude, she embraces it. Her ability to be alone with her thoughts is both a strength and a mystery to those around her. In a society that equates togetherness with happiness, the Sigma female's preference for solitude can seem strange, or even threatening. Women who rely on constant interaction for their sense of identity might interpret her independence as a rejection of social norms. They might wonder, why doesn't she need anyone? This question often leads to feelings of inadequacy or misunderstanding. What makes the solitude enigma even more powerful is its impact on relationships. The Sigma female values deep, meaningful connections, but she doesn't rely on others to fill emotional voids. This creates a unique dynamic where she's present and engaged, but never dependent. For some, this balance is inspiring. For others, it's intimidating. Ultimately, the solitude enigma isn't about isolation, it's about self-mastery. The Sigma female's ability to thrive in her own company is a testament to her inner strength, and while others may struggle to understand it, her solitude is one of her greatest sources of power. 4. The unwritten role breaker. Every group operates on a set of unspoken dynamics. Women, in particular, are often expected to assume specific roles within social or professional settings. The caretaker, the organizer, the peacekeeper. These roles provide structure and predictability, but the Sigma female refuses to play along. She is what I call the unwritten role breaker. The Sigma female doesn't reject roles out of defiance. She simply doesn't see the need to define herself through others' expectations. This unpredictability can create discomfort, especially for women who find security in these predefined roles. If the Sigma female isn't playing her part, it forces others to reassess their own. For example, in a friendship group, there's often an expectation for certain people to step up in specific ways, whether it's providing emotional support, organizing plans, or mediating conflicts. The Sigma female doesn't assume these responsibilities unless they align with her values. Her refusal to play along is sometimes interpreted as aloofness or selfishness, but in reality, it's a reflection of her prioritizing authenticity over obligation. Her role-breaking tendencies extend to professional settings as well. While many women are encouraged to adopt nurturing or collaborative personas in the workplace, the Sigma female brings her unique style of leadership, one that values independence and results over groupthink. This can create tension with colleagues who expect her to conform to traditional gender norms in professional behavior. What makes her refusal to fit into roles so impactful is the way it challenges others to rethink their own choices. By stepping outside of the script, the Sigma female shines a light on how much of society operates on unspoken rules that may no longer serve us. This is inspiring for some, but threatening for others, who may feel her rejection of roles is a rejection of them. At its core, being an unwritten role breaker isn't about rejecting responsibility, it's about redefining it. The Sigma female reminds us that we don't have to fit into boxes to belong, thrive, or succeed. The calm challenger. In a world where arguments often escalate into shouting matches or emotional outbursts, the Sigma female takes a different approach. She challenges norms, ideas, and even people, but she does so with a calm, collected demeanor. This is what I call the calm challenger. Unlike those who fight loudly for their beliefs, the Sigma female doesn't need to raise her voice to make an impact. Her challenges come in the form of thoughtful questions, quiet defiance, or simply living in a way that contradicts societal norms. This subtlety makes her resistance even more powerful and sometimes more unsettling. For example, in conversations, the Sigma female doesn't argue for the sake of winning. Instead, she listens carefully, analyzes the situation, and offers insights that often dismantle others' assumptions. Her calm, logical approach can make her opponents feel unprepared or even exposed. This is particularly true in social circles where discussions are often driven by emotion rather than reason. What makes the calm challenger so unique is her ability to provoke introspection. She doesn't seek to change others, but her presence and actions naturally lead people to question their beliefs and behaviors. This can feel empowering for those who are open to growth, but threatening for those who aren't ready to face their own inconsistencies. In relationships, the calm challenger doesn't settle for shallow connections or one-sided dynamics. She sets high standards for herself and those around her, not through demands but through example. Her calm confidence pushes others to level up, but not everyone is ready for that kind of accountability. Ultimately, the calm challenger reminds us that strength doesn't always need to be loud. Sometimes the quietest voice can create the biggest waves. 6. The Unfiltered Mirror. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror and seen a reflection you weren't quite ready for? That's what it feels like to interact with a Sigma female. She becomes an unfiltered mirror, reflecting others' insecurities, aspirations, and contradictions without saying a word. The Sigma female's authenticity forces others to confront the parts of themselves they may prefer to ignore. Her ability to stay true to her values, even in the face of social pressure, highlights the compromises others might have made to fit in. This unintentional reflection can trigger discomfort or even resentment. For instance, in friendships, the Sigma female doesn't engage in performative behaviors to maintain relationships. She values honesty and depth over appearances. This can make others feel as though their usual tactics for connection, whether it's flattery, gossip, or constant reassurance, don't work on her. It's not that she rejects these women, it's that her authenticity doesn't provide the validation they might be seeking. The unfiltered mirror effect is especially potent in competitive environments. While others might vie for recognition or compare themselves to one another, the Sigma female's self-assuredness sets her apart. Her refusal to participate in these games highlights the insecurities of those who do, creating a tension that's hard to resolve. What makes this dynamic so powerful is that the Sigma female isn't trying to expose anyone. Her reflection is a byproduct of her authenticity, not an intentional act. But for those who aren't ready to face their own truths, her presence can feel like a challenge. At its core, the Unfiltered Mirror is a call to self-awareness. The Sigma female doesn't ask others to change, she simply reminds them of the power of living in alignment with their true selves. 7. The no strings. Confidence is a quality many aspire to, but the Sigma female's confidence is in a league of its own. It's what I call no strings confidence, a self-assurance that isn't tied to anyone else's approval, admiration, or recognition. For most people, confidence is built on external reinforcements, compliments, accomplishments, or social validation. However, the Sigma female's confidence comes from within. She knows her worth, not because others tell her, but because she's deeply in tune with her strengths, values, and capabilities. This type of confidence can be intimidating, especially for women who've been conditioned to derive their sense of self from outside sources. In social situations, this independence shines through. The Sigma female doesn't need to dominate conversations or seek reassurance to feel valuable. She's comfortable in her skin, whether she's contributing to a discussion or sitting quietly in observation. For some women, this calm self-assurance feels like an unspoken judgment. They might think, "Why doesn't she care about what others think? Am I doing something wrong?" The no-strings confidence is also evident in how the Sigma female handles criticism. She doesn't crumble under judgment or feel the need to defend herself excessively. Instead, she evaluates feedback objectively, taking what's useful and discarding the rest. This resilience can be frustrating for those who expect her to react emotionally or seek approval to feel validated. In relationships, this self-reliance creates a unique dynamic. The Sigma female doesn't rely on her partner or friends to build her confidence. She brings it with her. This can create tension with those who are used to being needed for reassurance or emotional support. Her independence might make them feel unimportant, even though it's not her intention. Ultimately, the no-strings confidence is a reminder of what true self-assurance looks like. It's not about arrogance or superiority. It's about knowing who you are and owning it, regardless of what others think. 8. The boundary revolution. Boundaries are a hot topic these days, but for the Sigma female, they're not just a concept, they're a lifestyle. This is what I call the boundary revolution, and it's one of the most defining traits of a Sigma female. In a world where women are often expected to be endlessly accommodating, the Sigma female's boundaries stand out. She knows her limits and enforces them unapologetically. This isn't about being unkind or selfish. It's about protecting her energy and staying true to her values. However, her firm boundaries can be misunderstood or even resented by those who struggle to set their own. For example, in friendships, the Sigma female doesn't overextend herself just to maintain harmony. She values deep, meaningful connections, but isn't afraid to step back if a relationship becomes one-sided or toxic. This can make others feel rejected or even judged, especially if they're used to relationships built on constant availability. In professional settings, her boundaries are just as strong. She doesn't allow herself to be overworked, undervalued, or manipulated into taking on responsibilities that don't align with her goals. This assertiveness can inspire admiration, but also create tension with colleagues who expect compliance or self-sacrifice. What makes the boundary revolution so impactful is that it challenges societal norms. Women are often praised for being selfless and accommodating, but the Sigma female redefines what strength looks like. Her boundaries aren't about rejecting others, they're about valuing herself. For some, this is empowering. For others, it's a reminder of the boundaries they've been too afraid to set. This tension can lead to misunderstandings or resentment. But the Sigma female remains steadfast. She knows that protecting her peace isn't just a right, it's a necessity. 9. The spotlight paradox. The Sigma female is a walking contradiction when it comes to attention. She doesn't seek the spotlight, yet it always seems to find her. This is what I call the spotlight paradox. In most social settings, people work hard to be noticed through their appearance, achievements, or personality. The Sigma female, on the other hand, doesn't put any effort into being the center of attention. She's focused on her own path, yet her authenticity and quiet confidence naturally draw people in. This unintentional charisma creates a paradox. The more she avoids the spotlight, the brighter it shines on her. For some women, this paradox feels unfair. They've been taught that visibility requires effort, that you have to earn attention through hard work or charm. Seeing someone like the Sigma female command attention effortlessly can trigger feelings of envy or frustration. The spotlight paradox also disrupts group dynamics. In social circles, there's often an unspoken competition for recognition. The Sigma female's indifference to this competition can make others feel as though she's breaking the rules. How can she stand out without even trying, they might wonder. But this paradox isn't about arrogance or superiority. The Sigma female's magnetism comes from her alignment with her true self. She doesn't play into societal expectations or seek validation, and this authenticity resonates with others, even if it creates tension along the way. Ultimately, the spotlight paradox is a testament to the power of being genuine. The Sigma female shows that you don't have to chase the spotlight to shine. You just have to be yourself. 10. The freedom catalyst. Freedom is a word that's thrown around often, but few truly understand what it means. For the Sigma female, freedom isn't just a concept, it's a way of life. This is what I call the freedom catalyst. The Sigma female's independence isn't limited to financial or physical freedom, it's emotional and mental as well. She doesn't tie her identity to relationships, societal expectations, or external validation. This level of autonomy can be inspiring, but it can also make others uncomfortable. For example, in friendships, the Sigma female doesn't cling to people out of obligation or fear of loneliness. She values connection, but refuses to compromise her values or sacrifice her freedom to maintain it. This independence can make others feel as though they're not needed, which can lead to misunderstandings or resentment. Her freedom also extends to her choices. Whether it's her career, relationships, or lifestyle, the Sigma female makes decisions based on what aligns with her goals, not what society expects of her. This rejection of traditional norms can feel like a challenge to those who followed the rules all their lives. What makes the freedom catalyst so powerful is its ripple effect. The Sigma female's lifestyle forces others to question their own constraints. If she can live this way, why can't I? For some, this is empowering. For others, it's a reminder of the fears or limitations they haven't yet overcome. Ultimately, the freedom catalyst isn't about rebellion. It's about authenticity. The Sigma female reminds us that true freedom comes from living in alignment with our values, even when it goes against the grain. And there you have it, Sigma ladies. The real reasons why most women can't stand Sigma females. It's not about petty competition or shallow judgments. It's about the deeper ways the Sigma female challenges norms, exposes insecurities, and redefines what it means to be truly independent. But here's the secret. The discomfort others feel around a Sigma female is a sign of growth waiting to happen. If you're a Sigma yourself, remember this. You're not just living your life. You're inspiring others to rethink theirs. If you loved this deep dive into Sigma dynamics, make sure to subscribe to the Sigma Lady. Together, we'll continue to explore, empower, and celebrate the unique power of standing apart. Until next time, stay bold stay true, and keep embracing your Sigma strength.